It's actually recording, so.
Oh, I bet.
Alright. Hold on now. What's going on, everybody?
So are you gonna turn that down?
Yeah, yes, sir. So here we are. The one thing that got brought up that I actually agreed with was that last episode we didn't introduce ourselves. We just started talking.
Right, and I was thinking that as well. There's no background. Nobody, like we've known each other how long? 31 years.
Since second grade.
Well, so you're old. I get it.
So I guess to the people that don't know us, that are listening to this, my name's Levi.
And I'm Jason.
And that's Jason. And this is our podcast, Are You Shitting Me? This podcast is really just born out of the idea that we have stories to tell. And we wanted to tell them. And both of our backgrounds are in mining. Prior to mining, I was an EMT on the ambulance. And really, that's what we got. So that's who we are, and that's what our podcast is. Hopefully, we'd like to eventually get to the point where we're interviewing people. But right now, we're just going to tell some stories, if that's all right. Is that all right with you, Jason?
I mean, if we don't have anybody,
Nope.
I guess it's just us then.
It's just me and you, buddy. Since the last time I seen you, there was like so many. Well, so this episode here is about the time that I was almost in a porn, and it was pretty wild. Like
and you didn't even call me.
No, I wasn't. Now, the story is, it doesn't make much sense if that's where we jump in. But there was a lot of backstory to it. But before we get to that story at all, I wanted to ask you something. Are you following at all this Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing?
Just clips because it's funny as hell. I love it. And you know, I've come to figure out that I finally found my spirit animal, and that's Johnny Depp. Yeah, Johnny Depp is my spirit animal, man. Dude, it has to be.
He's unbelievable.
He's funnier than fuck.
No, and like during that, he's holding himself together pretty well, considering like his wife or his ex-wife, whatever's out there, is just giving a tell-all for everything.
And what is he really gonna lose? You know, I mean, it ain't about the money,
right? Oh, I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
I don't see why it would be. I mean,
but the gem of an issue that I just feel like, you know what, the internet really dropped the ball on something. Now the internet makes fun of fucking everybody all day long, right? So this fucking girl's name, it comes out when they're fucking airing their dirty laundry, that this girl's shitting in the bed. You know, like she's, I didn't get like the full details, but that's the one thing, that's the one highlight that I
Some people are into that, you know, like, I mean, there's probably a career when she's done with this trial. She'll have an OnlyFans shitting on people or
shit. I thought shit in the bed was just a term people use to like, fucking something up. But what I thought was hilarious that where the internet really fucking dropped the ball was this girl's name's Amber Heard, that rhymes so closely with turd. And like,
I never even thought of that.
Right, and I feel like either I'm so fucking far out of the loop, you know, with like the internet, and maybe they are calling her that, or the internet fucking dropped the ball.
So you thought of that? Yeah.
Like, dude,
okay.
I was like, damn, this girl's name's Amber Heard, and like her name rhymes with turd, which is shit, which was doing in the bed. I don't know, man. It just seemed like
that. You know what I mean?
So, when's the last time you shit your pants? I don't mean shart. Everybody sharts. When's the last time you actually like shit?
I've done it once, actually.
You've only shit your pants once?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I don't want to go into it.
Wait, let me ask you this. How old were you?
I'm just glad I was wearing underwear to throw them away.
You know, which
you're free balling and you shit your pants.
Oh yeah, that's a totally different ball game.
Oh,
literally, it's a different ball game.
Yeah, balls and all. Man.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? I was thinking about the other day whenever I had to pants you in that Mexican restaurant last year, and you told me that like you almost didn't wear underwear.
Right.
Dude, where would we be? Like, I was thinking about it.
I could be, a fucking registered sex offender if there was children around. I mean, goddamn.
Well, I was thinking,
you gotta watch your shit, man.
What I was thinking is like, could I have gotten in trouble for exposing your dick?
You'd be the sex offender.
I'd be offending. Well, I mean,
and you know what? And if we had to go through court for it, we would no longer be friends.
Well, I mean, me and your dick would be pretty close at that point. I wonder. I've been thinking about that. Like, man, just how different it would have been had I.
We've gotten away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, dude. I pulled your pants down in a public fucking place. You know, and in like in broad daylight.
It's a taco shop. There's like 3 people there.
Dude, it
was a big taco shop.
Yeah,
though,
no,
so
Ghetto Canelo, that Tucson. It's a popular fucking spot.
Right, but there was that many people there at that moment.
Yeah. I also want to tell the time I was thinking about like shitting pants or whatever. Like, I was thinking about this time when I was on the ambulance, and I really like it's rare that I get to the point where I feel like I'm gonna tap out. Like you know when you're at work and you got to shit and vomit, so you just kind of work through it sometimes. You just got to go through fucking 12 hours of
shit
just
and vomit at the same time. Well, that's called like the flu.
No, but yeah, but you've worked with the flu, right? You've just worked through it.
Yeah. I mean, nobody does anymore. It seems like.
But it's happened, and so when I worked on the ambulance, I went way out of my fucking way to like not call in, and there was one time I got a bug, a flu probably. Like
so you're helping save people and getting them sick at the same time.
It happens all the fucking time, especially on the ambulance because you're exposed to all that fucking shit
constantly.
But the one time where I fucking tapped, I couldn't even fucking move or drink water, or it would all just come out both ends. And it was I remember I needed to go home so badly. I just called my supervisor and said, "Look, it's time. Like I've never done this before, but I got to go home. I'm just gonna shit and vomit all over sick people, and that just can't be good." So, so after he was like, my super, shout out to Riley, by the way, who actually stopped. He asked me, he said, is there any way that you can just hold on for like an hour? And right when I get out of class, I'll go there. I said, yeah, I hope so.
I'm gonna try for you, boss.
Yeah, and I sat. So like when like in the emergency business, like tones drop. What that means, like something's kicking out, like something's happening. I was like, God, just don't let any of these tones drop, Just so I actually sat on this recliner, not moving, almost like just in a meditation state. I don't want to interrupt my bowels.
Praying to the shit gods. Don't you shit me now.
And I swear, so I it was just like 10 minutes before my relief showed up, and a tone drops. And I'm like, oh man, fuck, here we go through town, lights and sirens, fucking. I got like the fucking goose pimples because I'm just holding in vomit and shit as I'm driving lights and sirens through town, and the call. Well, of course, I'm not going to say names or anything because it's illegal, but the call.
Oh yeah.
The call was a lady that was struck by a vehicle, and it was a slow moving vehicle, so it wasn't like too intense, but she was pretty bruised up. And I was like, okay, I got this. If I can get through this call, then I get to go home and I can just shit and vomit all I want, right? Well, we do everything we're supposed to do, and everything seems fine, and everything was fine with this lady. She wasn't in any mortal danger, but I felt like at any moment I'm just gonna fucking untap, and fucking shit and vomit everywhere.
I mean, what, like, so when you get moving though, like in the heat of the moment, like your adrenaline gets going, like does the urge go away ever? Like,
yeah. I mean, if it's a traditional shit or piss, yeah, it'll go away. But if it's like a flu, it's like this.
Right. I guess
the flu doesn't bend to anybody. It's in the fucking.
I'm getting to that age, dude. If I got the flu, I'm gonna stay home.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Like I don't need to shit my pants in front of everybody.
Again. So this woman, unfortunately, so we got her on the gurney, right? So my partner's down at the head, and I'm down at her feet. I didn't notice that she was wearing sandals, and that in this accident, she had fucking hit the ground so hard that her pinky toe had been completely exposed, like just shaved down to bone.
Shredded.
Oh yeah, and I'm pulling this foot to my face. With dude, you want to fucking talk about like absolutely hold it together under the most intense situations. And of course, you don't want to make anybody feel bad that's already in that fucking shitty situation. So I remember like barely making it out. I remember we got her in the back of the ambulance, and I went around the ambulance and just started. I didn't shit my pants, but I fucking had to let go with the vomiting. I mean,
I could not do that job because I'd be like, if not having the flu, just a regular day, and then notice that I'd have to stop and get a selfie with a shredded tongue. Check.
That's just not how it works, man.
No, that's why I don't do it. That's why. That's exactly why. No.
That's the only reason you're not a first responder.
That's it.
No. All right. Well, I just felt like.
I mean, I don't take pleasure over other people's pain.
Oh, sure, certainly.
I guess I do. It's
you do, but you.
I see humor in everything, and that's kind of like, I guess, my way of processing stuff, man. Like
somebody gets hurt, if so long as nobody's like fucking irreversibly hurt, like, dude, I laugh at shit all the time, dude. I mean, you fucking see people. I mean, I fall and everyone laughs at me. You remember that time? Remember that time that fucking Zach fell off the cliff? Which, by the way, I want to tell that story another time.
Right, I didn't leave my chair.
I fell flat on my face and I knocked myself unconscious. It was pretty scary. But, and you know what?
That was an eventful trip because, yeah, that's when Jasmine broke her tooth.
Yeah, a lot happened, dude. That was a long fucking drive. That whole trip was pretty long.
That tooth is never recovered, man.
Really? Does it?
No, we have to go in every once in a while, get it filled again, because it'll like chip out just a little like chip on the tooth, but hi Jazz.
Well, yeah, hi Jasmine, by the way. Shout out. And last time we were talking that you were from Tonopah, and I realized like that we just glossed over without even really thinking about it. Like, there's a haunted clown hotel in Tonopah, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
No, is it haunted?
I don't know.
Have you ever been there?
I've drove past it.
But you actually never been into that?
I didn't buy into that shit.
So you're not scared of ghosts at all?
I ain't scared of no ghosts.
But you're really not scared. Are you? I've never known you to be scared of like anything like that. Are you scared of ghosts?
So while living in Tonopah, I did have one experience. I believe it was with my wife, but I was drinking. So we were freshly moved there, and my dad had us a 2-bedroom, actually double wide, like 3-bedroom trailer above a gas station that we were running. And
wait, you guys ran a gas station?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Wait, you and your dad ran a gas station?
Yeah, me, my dad, my uncle. It was a family little gas station. It was my uncle's, and me and my dad came down, went up to Tonopah to
gas station gig?
to help run it, and we did tires. It was full service, I pumped gas,
dude. And I'm sure you've seen all kinds of passerbys, people going between like Vegas, leaving Vegas.
Oh yeah, well that's it. That's the only place to really get gas for.
Man, I didn't know that.
2 miles, yeah.
Wow. So you guys were gas station attendants,
right? For a couple of years, yeah.
Wow. And then oh, sorry. Go ahead. I realized that because I didn't know that part of the story. I didn't know what you guys were doing up there.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll get into that.
All right.
So we're talking about hauntings,
right?
And anyway, so this place right above the gas station we're staying, my dad cleared it out and let us stay there, to get my family moved up there to help out the family business.
Sure.
Well, so I think it was like the first week or two that me and the wife were just laying in the living room on the floor. We're young.
Yeah, right.
Fuck a couch, we got the whole floor.
Sure, yeah.
So we're watching a movie, and we're angled to where we could see down the hallway.
Okay.
And so we're watching a movie. It's dark, like pretty dark. Maybe the bathroom light was on down the hallway.
Sure.
But we're just watching this movie, kind of fooling around just a little, not much, And And all of a sudden, I see this like it was over 6 feet, and it was just like a shadow go from the bathroom area to our bedroom, and it just crossed the hallway, and I look at my wife, and she looks at me, because she's like, did you see that? I said, oh fuck, you saw that too? Dude, serious as hell. Like, we went through, I literally picked up a baseball bat, and we searched that whole house. Didn't find a fucking thing, but we both saw this. I mean, maybe it was a light flash or something, you know. But hey, you know, that was so we just barely moved there, and within the first 2 weeks, we're already getting like fucking shadows walking across our hallway.
And so that wasn't enough to scare you from the clown hotel down the street? Like, that would have fucking weirded me out. And but it can be confirmed.
It didn't harm us. It freaked us out at first, you know.
But you can confirm that there is a clown hotel in Tonopah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it wasn't open when I was there. I've heard some people have tried to reopen it just for the attraction.
Yeah, I want to say that's what I seen on social media somewhere, that somebody opened it.
I mean, there's a ton of history in that little place. I don't know
Tonopah?
why. I don't know why, but yeah.
Well, you know, you think about, I mean, like, it's weird how, like, the most unlikeliest of places have, like, they're kind of popular. Like, so Safford, Arizona, dude, there is nothing, like, really significant about Safford aside from our mountain and our mine, right? But I don't know if I told you this, but one time me and Patrick, we were in Vancouver at a biker bar, just getting drunk, and these like bikers show up, and like this lady that was with the bikers approached us, and like she knew immediately, like we weren't from there, so you boys aren't from here. So yeah, no, Patrick, I'm from Chicago, and Levi here is from Safford, Arizona. And she said, oh yeah, Safford, Arizona, that's the city of yellow lights, because the Vatican owns that telescope up there, and you want to keep the light pollution down, and you got that mine coming to town. I said, yeah, that's all very true, but how the hell do you know any of that? Like, we're in Vancouver. How the fuck are we talking about Safford? And
everybody knows about our Satan telescope.
Well, it's called Lucifer.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, yeah. And we all know.
That's the name of it.
And the church built it.
And nobody's weirded out.
And they don't even believe in astrology.
Well, the thing is,
they're totally against it.
But the thing is so they say. But I read somewhere that the Lucifer, it's not the it's owned in 3 different parts, I guess. It's owned by the U of A, it's owned by the Vatican, and it's owned by a German engineering company. And the German engineering company is actually the name of the people that named the telescope that, Lucifer.
And the church was fine with it. You know, like how many millions you need? You know? Like,
right. You know, like I guess
they didn't cut funding, did they? You know, like, all right, seems good to me.
You know, when you put it like that, I guess like nobody in the Vatican was like, hey, can we just name this something else? Like, do we really got to call it fucking Lucifer?
We're cutting funding now. No. Oh, okay, let's get this going. We don't even believe in space, but let's
do this 3-way partnership. Let's see these stars.
Yeah, well, what's really going on?
Hey, but wait, what do you say, that the Vatican doesn't believe in space? Everybody believes in space.
No, I'm not saying space. I'm saying like astrology,
the science.
And, yeah, like
no, astrology. I believe is what Leos and
right. But why are they watching space? Why?
Well, you know that telescope was part of a huge project. So, like, we have never really seen, we've never really documented a black hole. It's all been theory for a long fucking time. Einstein.
What does that have to do with Catholicism?
Yeah, but why? Okay, I see what you're saying. So, like, why is the Catholic Church even involved in it from the jump?
Is it a business venture? This is not kosher for a religion to have business ventures. You know?
No,
what I mean?
no. Well, what are you talking about? That's all business. Or that's all.
I know.
All religions do.
And it's all wrong.
No, you're
in
right.
my mind, it's all wrong.
Of course, it's all wrong. I mean. We're about to go down a very, very dark.
Yeah, we don't want to get into this because there's politics that we're gonna
Well, yeah, well,
piss off everybody. Everybody.
at the same fucking time. But yeah, but at the same time though, like you can't really fucking believe. Like this, I'm learning. Like I'm almost 40 now, and I'm truly convinced, 100%, that like 98% of the internet's a fucking lie. Like what? I mean, truly. How do we even know who's fact checking? So I did my first fact checking ever in my life, ever, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and I seen there was this fact that George Washington died at a certain date, and then the first ever dinosaur fossil was discovered like so many years later, and so it was insinuating that George Washington had no idea about dinosaurs. So
Oblivious.
so one of our founding fathers has no idea about dinosaurs, right? And I'm like, okay, well that's fucking pretty interesting, but I couldn't get the thought out of my head. So
I bet he saw some sea monsters though, and it was probably like normal for him, like giant squids.
I looked it up, and it said George Washington died on December 14th, 1799. Okay, that's the year he died. The first dinosaur fossil was found in 1787. That's a 12-year.
That was reported.
I searched those separately.
Some farmers and fucking in Europe somewhere didn't fucking come across a big bone. And be
Oh,
like,
yeah, but I'm
it's
saying,
just
like-
petrified wood or something.
Sure.
What is this?
Who knows? Who really knows? Because have you read that story about that guy that found Elvis Presley's the first time he ever signed with a record label? He signed this piece of paper, and it somehow ended up in a trash can in Nashville, and some homeless guy found it. Yeah, man.
Bullshit.
Swear to God. Well, I mean, according to the internet.
Well, is it still around?
I don't know. I didn't go that far into it. I didn't.
Well, if it's still around, it's bullshit because there's just bullshit.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
not everything can be bullshit though on the internet.
everything must be true. It's on the internet.
I mean, people could just put it. I mean, really, whatever. And I always think about that too. Like anybody can just say whatever they want on the internet, and people people believe
You
everything.
can't censor anything because it's our freedoms, right?
But they
it's
do
our
s-
freedom to speak and lie and do whatever the hell we want.
We're veering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're veering. We gotta. But I did want to bring
we
that.
were veering from though.
We are veering from George Washington not seeing a dinosaur.
So we didn't see a fucking dinosaur. So.
I don't know.
Hey, that's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
Let's get him on here.
Our next guest, George Washington. But yeah, I don't know. I always find it pretty fucking interesting that like I just see so much shit on the and we won't go down this rabbit hole too far. But what really blew my mind was like, do you remember in the height of the coronavirus? I always feel like news agencies or whoever, they're always like testing shit out, right? So they're gonna like try something out on us and see how much reaction they can get.
Right, it's all about reaction.
Yeah, right. What kind of reaction? Do you remember whenever they kind of like they brought up the killer bees? Do you remember there's like this brief stint right at the height of the coronavirus, like, oh, and also there's killer bees, and it was like it was just
It's like we've had killer bees before. Who cares?
it just didn't gain enough traction, and it's felt like they just dropped it. They're like, okay, well, we didn't get them with the killer bees. They're so hung up on the coronavirus, and I always go back to that. Like, man, they just kind of try shit out, and then like whatever fucking works. Whatever And I feel like even now they're always, like I was looking on my phone this morning. I always read the news, like just the headlines, and they're bringing up the coronavirus. And I'm not one to deny the coronavirus. It's claimed lives.
I mean, well, it is.
Right.
I mean,
it's certainly,
but
it's real.
But to the flu, I mean,
I don't know.
The flu has been killing people.
I know.
Constantly.
Sure. I know.
It's weird that we had a big dip in the flu, and the news even reported that. And so, if you believe the news, yeah, the flu did taper off in the pandemic. Oh, maybe that's because we were all, quarantined.
Yeah, that was weird too, man. Quarantine was not like that's something I never thought in my life I'd ever have to go through. Which is funny because I really didn't quarantine. I went to work. I went to.
Hell, we did camping trip. We didn't quarantine.
Right. Now
we did what we had to do to go to work.
Right, but I mean, you think about like Southern Arizona, it's a safe harbor. Like it's not a lot comes through here, so we were pretty sheltered during the coronavirus.
But on top of that, okay, because I work in Morenci,
Sure.
okay?
Uh-huh.
And being such a huge mine there in Morenci, I mean, it's the second largest in the world, I believe, open pit mine.
Yeah, the first one's where in Canada?
Ah,
I don't know. I
can't
researched
remember.
this one
I
time.
can't
Yeah.
remember. Anyhow, so we get shipments from all over the world for,
Right.
for parts, you know, to run our establishment there. And I was telling the wife at the beginning of this, I said, if the virus, you know, has been around 3 months, we had it 3 months ago. we
Yeah, I remember that.
We have a bunch of. I mean, I know some of my superintendents and stuff that have actually that was their main hub to go to into the Indonesia mine.
Right.
Was what Wuhan.
Wuhan, right?
Was
Wuhan's
was-
in China. That's not Indonesia.
No, but they would. That was their main transfer point in travel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they would go to Wuhan, and then
Yeah.
from Wuhan they'd go to Indonesia.
Exactly.
Wow.
And back
And
to
back.
Morenci.
Back to Morenci.
And I was very sick. I was very sick before this even.
Yeah, I
came
remember.
out.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you were fucking deathly.
Yeah, I've never been that sick in my life, and I do believe I had it. And when they finally came out with it, I was like, man, I'd like to be tested to see if I have.
Right.
Well, we don't have the test yet. Oh, okay. so I'm pretty sure I had it because I went to the clinic, right? And it was funny too because I've never gone to the clinic and right away like seen a doctor come in with a mask on.
Right.
Like it almost seemed like they had a heads up on
Right.
something. It was very fishy.
Right. Oh, this before anything before.
This is before it was announced.
Right. Okay. I see.
Right?
So this is all retrospect. What
This
you're telling me,
is-
like, so you remember like this doctor coming in with the mask on, like,
Right.
This is weird. So they
Right.
had a heads up that something was getting ready to pop
And I
off.
thought it was like just a bad flu or something. They tested my blood and everything. They said, well, it's not the flu. They said, all we can really find is like a pneumonia plasma in your blood.
Right.
I'm like, all right, well, I couldn't breathe.
Yeah. No, I remember you checked off every every box on the list.
Started getting like 2 years later my lung capacity back.
Right.
I mean, I quit smoking for like a year because
I remember
of this
that.
shit.
Yeah, I remember. It's a shame that you're smoking right now.
Very stressful times.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, but yeah, I remember you going, like, you were telling me that you were feeling, and this before anything happened, like the end of the world kind of, remember it happened so quick. Like, I felt like I read my first article about the coronavirus, and then like next week it was like people are getting furloughed at work, and like, dude, people like shutting fucking shit down.
It's nice for supervision.
Right. Oh yeah, I would imagine.
Work
so.
from home.
Dude, right. A lot of people got to work from home. No, you can't mine copper from the couch, unfortunately. But
obviously some can.
some can. Well, I just wanted to talk about those few things. I don't get, during the week I don't get to see. So like when I get caught up with you, I really want to talk to you. I was really curious what you thought about the Amber Heard thing.
Everybody's heard that.
But I do want to talk about the story where I was almost in a porn, and it was I was like never in any real threat of actually exposing myself, but
So it was like Cinemax.
not even close.
Tape it to your leg. No.
They said, well, now do you remember back in 2008? During like all the big layoffs, right? Like everybody, everybody was getting fucking laid off. I couldn't find work anywhere, dude. I was like Burger King, McDonald's, anywhere you could think of to work. There was nothing. So what I did is I got on Craigslist and I went and I just looked for jobs hiring, and I think I just threw a dart at the map like San Diego, like and it was like there was one job on Craigslist hiring, and it was a dishwasher's position at a catering service. So what I did, just being the crafty guy that I think I am sometimes, I went and fucking looked up the address of the catering service. I got the name of the catering service. I looked up the address. I Googled that. Then I Googled the location. And then I went in Google Maps and I found a house in that general area and just highlighted their fucking address and put that on my application. So it's...
You're a liar.
Dude, it was a...
I'll never trust you again.
Well, I'm sorry, man, but if I had to do what I had to do. And... they actually fucking called me pretty quick. Like, oh, we see here on your application you live right around the corner.
In a mansion, and you want to wash our dishes?
It was in La Mesa, California, which is right outside of San Diego, so there is no... so I was like, yeah, sure. They said, can you be here in the morning for a job interview? I said, sure. And I'm here in Safford. I'm like, all right, time to pack it. Dude, I'm like doing the fucking math in my head, like, all right, if I leave like right fucking now, like, and so I packed everything I could, and I had a red Pontiac Sunfire. I don't know if you remember that thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love Pontiacs. Yeah.
So I drove it to San Diego overnight.
It was a 2-door, right?
No, it was
Was it?
Yeah, it was a 4-door. Yeah, it was a 4-door.
Oh yeah.
It was red.
Was it your dad's?
It was at one point my father's.
I'm sorry. Go on with your...
No, you're fine. You're fine. But do you know when I was driving over there that I got caught in an earthquake happened in like one of the places, like when you're driving from here to San Diego, you have to drive through this valley, and there's actually signs that say, look for falling rocks, right? And right when I was driving through this fucking valley, a tremor happened in LA County, and rocks came fucking tumbling down the fucking mountainside and took out my fucking rear view mirror on my car. Just completely obliterated it.
Rear view?
Not my rear view mirror, I'm sorry. The driver's side. So
okay.
Maybe it wasn't, I don't know. But it
was a side mirror.
There you go, a side mirror. Fucking absolutely took it off my car. I mean, just cleaned it off.
Just that.
And it looked like almost professional. Like, I mean, just fucking clean. But I remember seeing these rocks come fucking tumbling down, and I had to pull over, and I pulled into a gas station there, and I can't remember the name of the community, but I was like fucking, like, I had to take a breather because it was scary as fuck. And the gas station attendant's like, oh yeah, no, there was an earthquake in LA County. This must be like tremors down here we're feeling in the San Diego area. I was like, holy shit. Dude, it was fucking wild. So anyhow, I show up just in time for this job interview at this catering service in a car that's just been through an earthquake, and I get out, and like I remember like doing the interview. I've been like I aced it, obviously. Like, I just put on that fucking...
I could wash dishes like nobody's business.
Yep, it's your fucking lucky day. You
showed up, you're hired.
Well, I imagine there was a lot of competition because a lot of people were looking for work at that time. So I had to lay that fucking charm on pretty fucking thick, and I got the fucking job. But when I left the job interview, I realized I don't have anywhere to...
You're going to be staying in that car.
That's exactly what I did. What come to find out that catering service at one point, it acted as something else because there was a shower downstairs. So I worked Monday through Friday, and it was like from... I forget the hours, but it was like I started at 3 p.m. and left at like 2 a.m. It was not very traditional.
It was a swing shift.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and they would cater to events, and then afterwards, like me and a guy named Daniel, and like these 2 immigrants, we'd clean up, and then but anyhow,
how would I know any of this? I don't know.
Yeah, how do you know? Have you worked at this catering service before?
I've worked the swing shift at a few places,
but I
got a radio body. I'm not really day shift material.
You're not day shift. I fucking knew, dude. I knew that once I ended up in that. I left. I didn't have an address. I'm certainly not. They don't know that I don't live around the corner. So I had to like fucking lie a little bit, man. I was living kind of like a double life. But I tell you, I was pretty scared because what I did is I went to an Army surplus store, and I bought a sleeping bag, and I bought a boiling pot. So I went down to the beach. I found me a nice spot, and I fucking the first night I slept in a park by myself, like in a park in a city I'm not all too familiar with, it was like one of the scariest things I'd ever been through. I mean, could you imagine just go?
So this is the stint in your life where you were beach bum.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
man. I was a
Okay.
fucking.
That's how it started.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering where you went.
yeah.
Where did Levi go?
Yeah, I ended up in San Diego, and I actually for a minute like felt sorry for myself, like, man, this fucking sucks. How'd I end up here? Until I started realizing, like, hey, this isn't that bad. I don't even need air conditioning. I'm actually sleeping pretty comfortably, and I didn't have rent, so whatever money I was making, the first thing I did was buy a surfboard, and I fucking surfed every fucking day. I mean, like I would get up in the morning, ride it like
And you taught yourself how to surf.
yeah, I mean, I've skated most of my life, so I mean, the transition was
Right, it's pretty much the same.
No, I mean, it's a
Pretty
lot.
much the same, right? 2 feet, a board.
No, it's,
One has wheels, one doesn't. One's for sidewalk, one's for
The water. Right.
I mean, it's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's wildly different. I mean, some of the principles are the same.
So how?
So-
What would you grade yourself on your surfing abilities?
Oh, I'm a negative 12.
Well,
like,
but back then, how good did you get?
just
A
good enough.
negative 11.
Just just good enough to surf. I mean, I wasn't like fucking shredding.
You were bodyboard.
Dude, I was, but I spent a lot of time in the water. And
Were you scared of sea life at all?
yeah. So here's the thing. One time, like because I didn't have any friends to surf with, so I just surfed by myself. And one time, I actually seen a fin, and it was like it was enough to where like my adrenaline, like it kicked in, and I got out of the water as soon as possible, and like I didn't get back in the water for like a week. And then I found out from somebody, like I actually started making friends, like, oh, it was more than likely a dolphin, because dolphins stay pretty close to the shoreline, I guess.
They got fins. Dolphin. It's in the name. It's in the name.
So I was pretty fit, man, because I wasn't eating a lot. I was active. I was constantly like moving, and not to mention all the fucking activities homeless people get into.
You've been pretty fit most of your life, except for maybe the Chicago experience.
Yeah, I gained a lot. Anybody who lives in Chicago gains fucking weight, especially in the wintertime.
You got to stay warm, I guess.
Well, and there's fucking tons of fucking food everywhere that's delicious, and it snows, so you're just stuck in your whatever. It's not like out here, but to any rate,
yeah.
I remember I was I was sleeping in. No, it was like middle of the day, and I was taking a nap in the park, and I was just in my board shorts, no shirt on, and a guy approached me, and like he said, "Hey kid," he said, "You looking for work?" And I mean, it's a pretty ominous statement to make, like,
Hey,
exactly.
how much?
You're looking for work.
You want to make some money tonight,
So
little boy?
Yeah. Well, I thank God it was like broad daylight, and there was like people around. But I remember asking. I was a young kid too. I was pretty young. I said, "Well, what are we talking here?" And he said flat out, he said, "You ever been in an adult film?" I was like, "No." He said, "Well, here, take my card. If you're interested, give me a call." And of course, man, I'm homeless. It's 2008. I'm young.
Sleep on the couch afterwards.
Dude, right,
Clean it up a little bit. You
got a couch I can sleep on. So I of course, I was raised in a Christian home, so like that, like it became immediately, it was an ethics thing for me right out the gate. Like, and I remember calling home. I think I called somebody. I think it was Erica, my friend Erica. What's up, Erica? Tony Ray's little sister.
Hey.
And I asked her advice. I want to say she said at the very least you should call and ask what they're even asking you to do, because for all I know, it's like gay porn. Like, what am I?
Right.
Who knows? Really?
Maybe you're just the cable guy that interrupts the fucking, like you don't know. You don't know.
I mean, it was a broad statement. I mean,
you were on the beach in shorts. Maybe you're
background,
just an extra or something.
Yeah, background. Yeah. But I did call to put it to rest, and he was pretty flat out about it, because people in porn.
Well, you gotta be.
Yeah, they're not like, you
don't want your guy showing up to the set like, what? This is not what I signed up for and leaving. You want somebody that's going to call back and say, yeah, I'm gonna fuck.
Right, I'm here to fuck.
Right,
more or less. And I wasn't that guy. Right. So he was just so fucking cool about, like, his delivery and what the expectations were just
flat
out, and it like made me blush. And I said, "Oh well, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do." I mean, I was stuttering. I said, "Well,
How are we even friends? I don't.
dude, I'm But here's the thing. You know what? I look back because I asked how much does this fucking pay, and he said it's $5,000 a scene. No, dude, $5,000 a scene.
I don't care if I got the smallest dick in the world. I will do it.
Well, $5,000 a scene in 2008 may as well have been $10,000.
For real.
So obviously I didn't do it, but here's when I look back on that time in my life.
You sure you didn't go on to be in there as Mike Honcho? Or...
No. I've thought about that a lot. Maybe like I guess. What's a good porn name? What's a decent porn name?
The Dirty.
Dude, the Dirty Sanchez. Right.
Right.
Obviously.
And you thought about that.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I was like, well, but And I look back on it, like sometimes, like, and it's crazy because so much of your younger life, it'll just hit you when you're least expecting. Like, I'll be like at the kids' like school play, and I'm like, I was almost in a porn, like.
I'm doing this. I'm watching kids in a play. What the hell? Where did my life go wrong?
And I fucking but sometimes I look back and. I mean, the fact that I was homeless, if somebody had given me a $5,000 check, I would have just drank it away. I'd have fucked it off. I would really, I promise, I probably would
still be homeless.
I would still be homeless. $5,000, even $10,000 at that point, it's not going to buy me a house in San Diego.
So even if you bombed on the fucking set,
which I would have, it would have been fucking.
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
you'd still be a porn star.
Now, what
constitutes a porn star, right?
Yeah, what constitutes a porn star?
Dude, you were in a porn.
I mean, there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of C-listers, guys that just, or girls really for that matter. They're not porn. Just because you're in a porn doesn't make you a porn star. For all I fucking know.
Hey,
I've
videoed plenty of. But I'm a porn star in my own mind,
dude. You know a porn star when you see one, I guess. But I fucking dude. I look and I just think, God, like, man, all that situation would have bought me, really, I think about this, would have been a lifetime of anxiety and fear that my family scrolling across the internet and coming across my bare ass giving it. Like, yeah, dude, can you imagine? Thank God.
Damn, they saw it.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
a two-pump
and
chump.
the internet is forever.
You probably wouldn't even got erect because of the stress and anxiety.
Fucking terrifying that would have been. What do you fucking say?
Well, that's why you gotta have fluffers, I mean,
what is it? What's a fluffer?
Well, it's the extra chick you don't see on the side that's getting you hard.
Is that real?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
How do you know this?
I made it up. I don't know.
Is that a real thing?
I mean,
Okay, all right. So, but maybe I don't want to know how you know what the fuck a fluffer is.
To be continued.
To be continued. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's that's the fucking story, man. It was really,
that's the story for another day.
That's
another cast,
another time, another podcast.
If you really want to hear about that, we're gonna have to bump those numbers up.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be a part of anything. But I mean, again, I'm so a lot of shit happened in my time being homeless. I seen a lot. Like, there was so much shit that happens.
Was it you? I'm sorry, but you told me a story about when you were homeless, and I believe it was you. It was you. They told me that you actually went to a gay club or a gay bar that somebody like. You were living in like a townhouse or something. Was that you?
No.
And you went to this gay club and.
A townhouse? No, that
it must have been somebody. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well,
somebody else.
Somebody else's gay story. I've been in plenty of gay bars just because I'm not homophobic at all. Like I'll drink.
Hey, it's a good place to get free beer.
Dude, no, seriously. I've drank with lots of
just don't pass out.
No, even then, like, but they're fucking people. They're not like, they're not like fucking. They're not.
They're men. Men have needs. You're not afraid of getting raped at a girl bar,
dude. Not all homosexuals are men. Just
Oh, Sorry. Yeah.
And B, you know, they're just fucking people. They want to get drunk too, just like everybody else. I mean, it's they have every right to be drunk, just like us.
I suppose.
But yeah, man, I hope that quenches everybody's thirst in terms of the podcast. Do you have anything you wanted to share on this episode? It's certainly a lot shorter than the last one. I feel like we cut out a lot of stuff because the last time we covered a lot of topics.
Well, we went through your story, so we're done.
Unless you got the time you were almost in a. Hey, you know what though? You know what I really wanted to fucking ask you. So like, you're really truly not scared of clowns? You're not scared of clowns. We'll establish that.
No, I'm not scared of them. I just, like, they kind of make me uncomfortable though.
Do they? So if
it's like clowns and mimes, get out of my fucking face, man. I mean, just stay out of my face. I want to punch you if you're in my fucking face, man.
So they don't amuse you.
No, not at all. No, it's a horrible profession, man. Like, what is this? England? Get out of here.
Well, what English clown? Is there a difference between English clowns and American clowns?
I don't know. I mean, I just gestures,
Oh, like okay, gestures. But I was going to ask you though.
And if your only talent is fucking painting your face and acting like, I don't know, like a fucking tard or something, just stay out of my face.
You don't know that that's their only talent. That could just be something they enjoy doing. You don't know.
You ever have a
that could
clown
be
in
a
your
fucking
face?
heart surgeon that just likes to be a clown on the weekends.
Clowning around.
Clowning
You're
around.
the one that doesn't like ICP.
I fucking hate ICP. God damn, we're not having that conversation.
All right. So okay. Well,
Wait,
in that note.
Wait. You're still not even letting me finish
all right.
the part what I wanted to ask you originally. Because so far we've covered English clowns, ICPs.
Covered all of the clowns.
We got our clowns covered. What I really wanted to ask though, or tell you about, was that Mary told me a story about a graveyard in Chicago, or at least in Illinois somewhere, where a train full of circus folk derailed and all these fucking people died. And I guess there's these clowns that they were unnamed. They didn't know who they were. I mean, they were so disfigured. Maybe they were just they didn't know who they were. Who was who?
All the circus freaks.
Circus freaks, right?
Like,
so they buried him. They buried him in this fucking. They got their own graveyard out there in Illinois somewhere. Would you be brave enough to go sleep in a hotel or in a fucking graveyard?
It's an actual graveyard.
Yeah, it's a graveyard. Headstones and everything.
Like, would I get arrested for sleeping?
Well, I mean, we'd have to definitely cover all those bases, but it would if like
I do. Fly me out, coach.
you wouldn't be at all. No, all right, so now my mind's really turning with this because have you ever been to Bisbee?
No, actually, I have not. You've told me a few stories about it.
Man, now Bisbee apparently is pretty fucking haunted, and
I just told you I fucking lived in a house in Nevada. Me and my wife saw the same shit.
I'm just curious. But you don't seem to be scared of ghosts or anything supernatural like that.
I've had plenty of brushes with death, and if a ghost is gonna be harmful, it's gonna be right away. I don't think they're gonna build up.
So ghost psychology. There is this.
That's the way I think.
So ghosts, but I mean ghosts can't.
There could be good, there could be bad. I'm very how much energy, if ghosts exist, how much energy it would take them to inflict harm. It'd have to be one badass, demon ghost. I'll take my chances. Let's do it.
All right. Well, I like how certain you are. I mean, you got the ghost anatomy down.
Mind over particles.
Yeah, mind over man. Dude, I don't think I could, because I tell you right now I'm flat out scared of ghosts. So I stayed I didn't know that the hotel I was staying at in Bisbee was haunted until the next morning when I was leaving. There was a registry for people that would write their fucking stories. They'd write their names in the stories of the shit that they'd seen in these hotel rooms. I stayed in this hotel room by my fucking self, drunk as hell. And it was like 2 a.m. I heard what I thought would be like the sound of the foundation adjusting in a building. You know, there just can be clicks and pops.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think anything of it.
Settling, you know,
But
over the last 200 years. It's been settling.
it was a very loud pop. It was loud enough to wake me up out of a drunken stupor. And I got so scared that I actually went and opened the fucking door. Like, it's not a traditional hotel room at all, by any means. There's not a TV. There's nothing. There's a bed and a fucking dresser. And a window the outside looks really pretty. But, like, that's it. So I got so fucking scared in the middle of the night. Castle Rock is the name.
So it's an old prison.
Oh,
It's an old prison turned into.
When you go into the lobby, there's a giant deep hole behind the.
What kind of hole are you talking?
Well,
like?
I'm gonna tell you. So there's like so when you walk up and the clerk is taking your information, just behind her, there's a fucking giant hole in the ground, and it's a well, and it's well lit up. And there's a ladder.
Well lit up.
There's a ladder going down, and I, of course, yeah.
Why? Why is there a ladder going down?
Well, because I asked this very question. I said, "What is this? Like, what are you guys doing here?" She said, "This isn't actually the people that. What happened was the original owners of it wasn't a hotel at first. It was just a building, and then in the basement of this building, these owners, they were brothers. They were digging a hole and they found fucking water." And they were like, no. They didn't find water. They found gold. So they found this. And so what they did is they were secretly, clandestinely mining.
Without letting anybody know.
Yeah,
it's like, we can't tell them there's gold here.
Right. They take our building and it would be a fucking mad dash for this gold. Well, what they fucking did was they just started mining. They actually got pretty fucking far, really far. And they hit a water vein, and then it came up and it filled up most of the fucking, it would turn out to be a well. So that's what what
they think was going to happen, you know? I mean, you dig far enough, you're going to get water, magma, something.
I think about that at the mine I work at. Look how deep that hole is. Like,
yeah, it's like, how have we not
hit a water table or
the center of the earth? Yeah.
You never know what you're going to expose. Now, can I ask you, have you ever felt anything in the mine where you work at? Like, have you ever felt any, like...
I've had like when I was younger, yeah, I had a couple spooks, like being alone, walking underneath, like, you know, 3 stories down in the ground, and walking along a conveyor, and you look around, you got your earplugs in, but you're still like,
yeah,
it's just, you just get the chills.
Sure, yeah, no, I've been in that. I've been down, and well, not maybe that exact spot, but I've been in the bottom of that mine where the truck shop is, and at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Now, did I ever tell you about the time that did I ever tell about the time I broke into the gym to work out, and it was like 3 in the morning, and I was in there by myself?
Yeah. You didn't cover that this last time?
No.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No.
You didn't. Yeah, but I just heard you tell it not too long ago, so please
don't tell it again.
Tell it again. I hate.
No,
just kidding.
You hate that story.
No, it's I mean.
Well, that wouldn't scare you?
Well, it's not a ghost story. It's a.
Well, I didn't say it was. I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't be least bit.
I'd be a little more.
Well, let me tell the story.
Okay.
So I broke into a gym, and all right, I broke into a gym to work out, and it was like 3 in the morning, and well, I went to the gym to work out, and they were closed, or the person who was supposed to open it didn't show up. So I knew that there was a back window that was cracked open by an extension cord that was running through this window. So I actually I went back there and I opened up the window and I fucking crawled through the window, and I was in the weight room by myself, and I started working out, and it was just me by myself with my headphones. I was probably listening to like some Eminem or something, like just fucking pumping iron. And the only light on was it was lighting up this little area where I was working out, and I was fine. I was getting it, and all of a sudden, man, I just got fucking scared. Like, something came over me. Like, I was, you know, the thing is, like, you don't want to fucking admit that you're scared when you're scared, because once you do that, I mean, it just gets worse and fucking worse, and you can really, it's a slippery slope. So I actually took out one of my earbuds. That was me trying to calm myself. Like, all right, this isn't as bad as I think it is. It just kept on getting worse and worse, and I felt like there was an energy in this fucking room with me. You know, like there's no fucking way that I'm just creeping myself out. Like, because I've been in a gym by myself plenty of times. Something about breaking into it though changed the dynamics of how scared I was. I was like, I'm not supposed to be in here.
Right. You don't know if somebody's gonna come around the corner and just block you, just beat you down.
Right. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Business owner. Right.
So you're like,
dude, right. I was kind of, but like, maybe that's what sparked
your
it.
butt cheeks got the most work out there.
Dude, absolutely, 100%, dude. Gluteus maximus. It fucking worked out, and I remember leaving the weight room like, all right, well, I'm gonna go fucking take a shower, and I'm gonna be cool about it, because if I walk fast, I'm gonna scare myself. I gotta pretend like nothing's scaring me. So I gotta walk this dark fucking gym, and I get to like the restroom door, and I go to reach for it, and just behind me, down at the end of this ill-lit hallway, somebody goes, ah! in the fucking dark.
And you weren't in the shower yet.
No, I'm still out. I'm just outside of the shower room. Okay. And I turned around, and by that time I had opened the door from the shower was open. I turned on the light, so there was enough light for me to see this guy. There was a guy at the end of the hallway, and he was mumbling. It's like, what the fuck?
I probably.
You're gonna tell me?
I probably would have killed him.
He was so far away. He was such a distance, and the only my immediate reaction was to start talking. It's like, sir, are you okay, sir? I didn't know what the fuck I was saying, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, fucking, he looks a little weathered, admittedly, but as I'm staring at this fucking guy, behind me, another voice, Walter. I'm like, who the fuck was that? I turned around, and it's a fucking lady, and she's down there. She's like, that's my son, Walter. He's off his medications. I was like, oh, okay. Well, he fucking scared the shit out of me, you know. And she's like, well, how'd you get in here? So I snuck in through that window. She's like, yeah, he probably followed you in here.
Well, how'd you get in here?
I think she came through the window too. I think like three people.
So you inadvertently I just opened the window,
literally,
and let the town in.
Any passerby that was trying to get in this fucking gym, I got him in there. But it's funny because I still see Walter from time to time. Like, I see him in town sometimes, like walking around. I think, man, and he doesn't remember me. Obviously, he has no fucking clue that he scared me that fucking much.
Dude, I mean,
if
I was there and he would have got close, dude, and scared the shit out of me like that, like, I don't know, there's part of your rational brain that says, well, I'm the intruder, but at the same time, like,
yeah. Well, that's why the only reason I brought this up to you is because, like, I want to know, like, where you're at in the spectrum of, like, what's your reaction to fear?
Well,
like,
I can see real people.
But I'm saying, like, you wouldn't fucking.
I'm not that blind.
You're pretty fucking blind. Yeah, you probably. I mean, if you were to take your glasses off right now, would you be able to get outside?
Oh yeah. Look. Keep them off. I mean.
Well, you're at a podcast. You're not going anywhere. What are you proving right now? Whether you take your fucking glasses off? Right. So I mean, anyhow, we can wrap this up. But I just wanted to know, like, if for some reason I were to get something, get some money together, and I flew you out to Illinois, you'd sleep in a fucking haunted clown cemetery by yourself. Me and Zach aren't going to be there. It'll be just you. I mean, I'll be in the vicinity.
All right. Can I?
No.
Can I string a hammock?
No.
Is
nope.
there trees
on the dirt?
On the dirt, huh?
Well, take a sleeping bag.
Is there like a certain grave you want me to sleep on? Or?
No, you're not sleeping on a grave. What are you, out of your fucking mind? You're gonna haunt us all. You can't fucking sleep on a grave. You say you gotta sleep in the fucking cemetery, in it. So let me ask you this: what if I started to research haunted fucking places.
And show me all this shit.
And you would, no, I'm not going to show you anything. I'll just tell you what it is. I think you're not going to be, you'll go sleep. Like, you'll go sleep anywhere.
I mean, it sounds like a waste of vacation, but all right.
I just, man, you know, and the thing is, I believe you. Like, I truly, I do believe that you would go fucking sleep anywhere. But, like, for me, man.
I mean, I don't sleep without booze.
Oh, see, man, that's cheating.
How is that cheating?
Because, dude, anybody can
fuck with your psyche even more.
No, it's not. Anybody can pass out. You drink enough booze, dude, I'll fucking sleep in any graveyard if I'm drunk enough. I'll sleep anywhere if I'm drunk enough. It don't fucking matter.
Oh, well. I mean, I'd spend the night there. I can't guarantee you I'd sleep well. But.
Oh, that's what I'm asking. I actually want to see if me, you, and Zach, if we all shared a bed. We went to we'll go find the most haunted hotel.
We've shared beds before.
By the way, anybody who's listening, Zach just showed up and he's doing something. He's really into his work right now. He's not paying attention to us.
He's a real professional.
But, you know, everybody, I hope everybody enjoys the podcast. You guys, so that's, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you guys later.